Hello, everyone. Thanks for the love that you're giving to me and the European emerging nations for the past months. And I hope your attention, your focus uh, continues for the future. And with that in mind, I'm going to try to do this weekly show or at least twice a month to talk about the major things or highlights that are happening for the sides, be it players scoring tries in top 14 or probably that, or even new competitions like the 2023 Super Cup, which starts this Saturday. And I'm going to give you 8 reasons why you should watch it. One, if you love the Lobos, Lelos, Leones, then you're going to fall even more in love with Super Cup, as there's a franchise representing each one of these national sides. Two, a new format that will challenge everyone. The contenders will play for 3 semifinal spots, while the other pool has 1 spot to fight for. No one's to miss out. So let's see if the Black Lion topples their pool, which have also the Lusitanos, the Iberians, and the Tel Aviv Heat. And the other one we have the Bucharest Wolves, Delta, Brussels Devils, and the new team. 3. Can the Black Lions juggle between the Super Cup and the EPCR Challenge Cup? The Germans have won 2021 and 2022 Super Cups and want to add a third one. Their team is as strong as last season with Luka Matkava, Luka Ivanishvili, Akaki Tabutsatse, Merab Sharikadze, and many others playing in the Georgian franchise. 4. The liveliest commentators of the game. Be it Justin Middleton, Dave Rogers, Nick Heath, Dallin Stanford, John Burns, Stuart McAvoy, Rocky Clark, Sam Katz, Adam Ash, Rob Vickerman, and many others. There's a lot of them to follow on Twitter and so on, and hear them on the games. This punditry orchestra is more powerful than any original soundtrack that Hans Zimmer has recorded. 5. Different cultures, cities, and players. You go from Lisbon to Madrid, Madrid to Amsterdam, to Brussels, Bucharest, Tbilisi, or any other city, revealing the true spirit of this Super Cup international connection. 6. New teams every year. In 2023, we welcome the Bohemian Rugby Warriors, an all-made Czech team that will debut this Saturday. Sheldon Fortune, Daniel Riegel, Jakub Popstil, Filip Duda, and Adam Svarak. Oh, there's a lot to follow them. Are some of the names to watch for in this Czech franchise. 7. This is the breeding ground for new international stars to arise, like Manuel Vareiro, Martin Belo, Yannick Mateo, or Iker Adorij, Luka Ivanishvili, Luka Matkava, Dele Liman. There's a lot. This is where their career and dream to become professional players starts. Rodrigo Marta made the jump to France, and the Lusitanos uh, played a big role in it. And he wasn't an exception, and he won't be the last player to do this. Eighth and final, the 2027 Rugby World Cup road starts now. Portugal, Spain, Georgia, Netherlands, Belgium, and Romania will mold their future national setup with the help of the Super Cup sides. For example, Portugal's new head coach Sebastian Bertrand will be involved deeply with the Lusitano squad to understand who has the ability to play for the Lobos. And this is going to be repeated all over for the Iberians, the Delta, the Bucharest Wolves, and so on. So here's the 8 reasons you can watch the Super Cup free on the Rugby Europe website. And to know more about the players, their stats, there's everything. So you have all the reasons to watch for, and you should follow his players and fall in love with it. As I said, players like Rodrigo Marta have gone from the Super Cup to play at the international stage, Pro D2. But this past weekend, we didn't have a Pro D2 or Nacional 2, but the top 14 started. And there was big news for the European emerging nations as David Niniashvili, Samuel Ezerea, Beka Giashvili, Joel Merkler, Peter Betancourt, and a couple of others made big this past weekend. David Niniashvili scored 2 tries for Lyon, 2 amazing tries, and Samuel Israela scored also 2 incredible for Paul, who for the first time ever in their story are in first place in the top 14. Was a long time still to play. Beka Gigashvili played 50 minutes for Toulon and was pivotal in the scrum. in the game that Pep Bentancur made his debut in the top 14. Finally, Spanish prop Joel Merkler, who is for me one of the best props in the European emerging nations, played another 20 minutes for Toulouse, and I hope this season we get him to, well, next season to see in the Leones because he is powerhouse. Numbers are rising in the top 14 in the Pro D2, in the Premiership, and Championship, and we hope they continue to do as well. For example, in Championship, we have the German lock Sebastian Ferrero, which is an awesome player, uh, going for Nottingham. So this is only the beginning, and I hope in the next couple of years the numbers will double. And if we like to talk about the future, let's head over to the U18s and U20s championship, which will happen now in November. There are a lot of new players coming to the international scene, some of which can become something else for the countries. We're talking about guys like Gonzalo Tamendi, Jaime Pois, or Alberto Gomes from Spain, José Lavos, Diogo Pina, or Guilherme Vasconcelos from Portugal, Lucas Aguinadze, Yogi Zagania, Gigi Sibriladze, Buba Nodzadze for Georgia, or Martin van der Veen, Timo Peters, or Gabriel Kashai for Netherlands. Timo Peters is one of my favorite players in the U20 scene, and I hope we can see him doing very well in the future. There are a lot of new kids, and these are just some of them. So imagine what we have in store for the next couple of years. Both youth competitions are going to be played in Prague starting the 11th of November. Georgia is the current super champion in the U18s, and Spain lifted the gold last year in the U20s. But as they won it and were promoted to the Rugby World Cup U20, which will happen next season, Netherlands and Portugal and Belgium will fight to get a spot in the World Rugby Trophy, which will happen also next season. And following the Rugby Europe's competitions and teams, what about Spain's efforts in the women's 15? They were so close to doing something memorable, and I hope we can see the Leonas go even bigger in the future. Do you know they once played in the Six Nations? Yeah, between 2000 and 2006. And you see, this is a script that I'm reading, but it's incredible that in 2006 they were playing the Six Nations, and when 2007 came, they were put it out, substituted by Italy, so they to copy or mimic the men's Six Nations, when they could have stayed both and had a seven nation, helping both countries to arise. It's like everything else which happened in Europe and the rugby world is unfathomable, and I cannot understand why. So Claudia Peña Hidalgo, Clara Piquero, Maria Calvo, Carmen Castellucci, and the whole Spanish squad deserve a better tomorrow. And they're trying to do it by raising the level in the Rugby Europe Championship, which will grow from 4 teams to 4 teams this season, sorry, as Portugal was promoted from the trophy division and will play alongside Sweden and Netherlands. So it's going to be massive for these 4 teams, especially for these three most younger sides that want to get big in the women's game. As the men's, there's a whole section of players playing abroad, like Laura Delgado, Cristina Blanco, Carmen Castellucci, and Clara Piquero, sorry, are doing that in the top 14 on the women's premiership. Portugal's Isabel Osoro, Adelina Costa, Sara Moreira, Marina Marques, and Inês Spindler are living also their dream. And this is a small example. They're playing abroad, they're showing their talent, and the women's game is growing like a rocket in New Year's Eve. And so, these were the main news or things that are vital to mention this week. I don't know, as I told you in the beginning, if I'm going to be able to do this every week, but I hope to bring you the best news or highlights of the European emerging nations to you. I might have missed some players from the top 14 or the URC on the championship or the premiership, but I'll try to do better and build a steady base of knowledge to give to you. Maybe next week I'll only analyze some of the top performers from the men's and women's Pro D2, top 14, or even the international competitions. But there's a lot to do, a lot to watch. Well, be sure to watch the Super Cup this weekend as it's free on Rugby Europe TV. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I have written down a piece for Rugby Europe about the players to watch for. And I will be also commentating the Lusitanos Tel Aviv Heat on Saturday, 3 p.m. GMT time, alongside the incredible Justin Middleton, which is going to be very fun to watch and follow. Don't forget to check my and James Wiles' interview with Simon Hawalui in Planet Rugby. We talk about the future of the game and how Fiji, Portugal, Uruguay, and others should tackle it head on, knowing that the global calendar is here and will change the how these teams will progress in the future. Thank you again for watching and listening. Hope to see you soon. Be sure to leave a like, a follow, blah 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 blah. I hope you liked it. If you have any comments, suggestions, critiques, fundamental criticism, leave it on the comment section. And I love you all. So obrigado, gracias, merci.
And the Black Lion win the second ever Rugby Europe Super Cup. 2 titles in the space of 7 months, and it's Captain Marvel Merab Sharikadze, the captain of the Black